cannabis industry is highly competitive, and if you are a dispensary owner, you already know this. If you want to stand out in the cannabis marketplace, you need to invest in your marketing, and here are some tips for how you can go about doing that. The first thing you need to do is figure out a marketing plan, and that marketing plan needs to be longer than 1 or 2 sentences. You really need to do your homework. You need to figure out what your budget's going to be, how much you can afford. Make sure that you are really taking it seriously. Figure out what the rules are in your state, what is allowed, what isn't, and create that plan and stick to it. And one of the key parts of that plan needs to be identify who your target audience is. As a dispensary, as a brick and mortar, you are constrained by your location, so that's going to tell you a lot about who your customers are. But where are your customers coming from? Are you along a highway? Are you along a busy street? Are you in a quiet neighborhood? Do you have a lot of dispensaries nearby that you're competing against? These are all important questions. You need to figure out who your audience is more than just cannabis consumers. Where do they live? How are they going to come into contact with your business? Where can you reach them through marketing? These are questions you need to answer before you get started with your marketing. Another key step that too many dispensaries I know of ignore is you need to build a kick-ass website. A lot of people are, why do we need a website? People are coming to us to buy. Well, more and more people are discovering your dispensary online. They want to learn about your dispensary before they come in. They may, depending on your state, be ordering from your dispensary before they come in to pick it up, or they may even be ordering to have it delivered to them, again, depending on what state you're in. This all starts with your website. It is your digital hub, not just in terms of how people are going to learn about you, but how they're going to interact with your business outside of being in your physical space. Because if you're only relying on people setting foot in your store to make your sales, you're not doing enough. Another really important aspect of your marketing is you need to create a strong brand identity. This means that you need to identify what your value proposition is. What is it that you are doing for your customers that they're not going to get somewhere else? And are you competing on price? Are you competing on service? Are you competing on quality? Whatever it is, figure it out and then present yourself in that way to your customers in every aspect of your building, your physical space, your signage, your marketing materials, your online presence, your social media presence. All of it should have that clear brand identity. This is how you create that connection with your customers, sometimes before they've even stepped foot in your store. Another important aspect of marketing your cannabis dispensary is local SEO. Not just SEO, but local SEO, meaning that when the person down the street from you goes onto their phone, types in dispensary near me, you're going to be the first dispensary you see. That's who you want. It doesn't matter if the person halfway across the United States finds you in a web search. It just matters that the people in your general vicinity find you in those web searches. That's how you get to your audience. We talked about target audience earlier. Local SEO is one of the best ways to connect with that target audience. As you're building out your marketing, you really want to explore all of the available marketing channels and not just focus on 1 or 2. That doesn't mean just go hog wild in every way. It means, experiment, figure out what is going to work for you and what is not. But there's probably a lot of options out there and good options for getting the word out about your company that you haven't thought of, that your competitors are using. And so you want to do your homework, figure out what they are, whether it's social media, whether it's cannabis specific media, whatever it is, figure them out and figure out what are the best ways to market your dispensary. And that brings us to, I've already mentioned it, don't forget social media. A lot of dispensaries ignore it, probably because their owners or their managers aren't big into social media, but your customers almost certainly are, and it's going to be different for different people. So again, don't narrow your focus to just one or two. You want to make sure that you have a presence on all of the main social media channels so that you can get more reach, find more customers, get more people in the door. All of the social media tools are important. And finally, just as importantly as starting with a plan, is keeping track of what's working and what's not. You've created this plan, you're going out doing all the right things, but not everything is going to work. And it would be foolish to say, well, this is part of my plan, I have to keep doing this until it works. If it's not working and something else is working, focus on that. Figure out why that's working, look at the data, and is this working for a reason that can help clue you in on other things that will also work, or help you, identify why the thing that isn't working, how that could be better. Analytics is really essential, and if it's above your head, you need to be working with someone, whether it's in-house or a partner you're working with that does understand analytics, because the people that are using their data, they're the ones that are the most effective. They're the ones that are growing their businesses more quickly. They're expanding into 2 or 3 dispensaries. They're getting bought out by the bigger dispensary chains. Whatever it is that you want, analytics is going to help you get there. So these are some of the things that you can be doing to improve your cannabis dispensary marketing. If you have any questions or you need help in any of these areas, feel free to reach out to us, the Hood Collective. We specialize in dispensary marketing, and we would love to set up a meeting and talk about what your needs are.